Hello, everyone. Welcome to YouTube. Hi. We're talking about dramatizing today, one of my favorite topics, because I used to be the queen of what I like to call dramatizing. So, what is dramatizing? Dramatizing is worst case scenarios, worrying all the time. What if it all goes wrong? Living in fear. Oh my God, I was the queen of this. Strangely enough, I spent my entire life in this mode, but no one in my family questioned it. In fact, I had this sense that people were kind of like making fun of me about it. There was like this unspoken thing that Mina was going to worry. And in hindsight now, and obviously after doing so much inner work on myself and being an inner work teacher, I know that that was coming from my childhood abuse and all the things that I had been through. So I can have a lot of compassion for that at this point, but that was just kind of my way of being in life. I also find that people took advantage of it. I don't think that they meant to. I don't want to say that the intention was bad, but if I had an idea or wanted to do something that my family or friends didn't want to do or didn't want to participate or didn't want me to do for whatever reason, they would plant certain things in my mind and put me back in a place of fear. I also remember very clearly certain situations where I was in a really good mood. Things were going really great for me in my life. Things were looking up, and certain family members would plant certain seeds of fear because that was my natural way of being. So it was very easy to control me and take me completely down in that spiral. Now, I'm all about personal responsibility and doing the inner work and controlling the parts we can control. So again, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just kind of showing you guys what can happen when you are not embodied in who you truly are. And obviously, sometimes you don't have control over that. But the healing is your control, right? That is always in your control. So I used to worry about anything and everything because of my past. And I know that that was also my dad. My dad used to do that as well. Like one little thing could lead to the house burning down and everyone will die kind of a scenario, right? So it's like always thinking of the worst thing that can happen and keeping yourself small in a small container. That's why I say this is a container problem, in a small container with the illusion of safety. The thing is that you're not really safe, right? It's an illusion. You're not really safe because you're not even living. What kind of safety comes with you not being able to live your dreams and live your passions or be in the relationship that you want to be in or any of those things? So let me know how you guys are doing in the chat. Welcome in, everyone. So I became very clear, that this was going on in my life. And one of the reasons was that I became aware that there were other people that didn't do this. That was the first layer of my healing. And there was a part of me that would say, what do they know? Like, I would like to be that kind of a free spirit that I didn't worry. And that's when I think I really put that out into the universe without even realizing it, that, hey, universe, show me signs, show me ways that I can heal through this. So even till this point, when I realized that I was living my entire life in anxiety, I used to actually have full-blown panic attacks in my 20s. And one of the things that I became aware of was when my husband had proposed to me, he had said that the only thing you'll ever have to worry about in your life, if you say yes, right, if we get married, is what dress you're going to wear that day. And as I was reflecting back, when I realized that I was fearful all the time, worrying all the time, thinking of worst case scenarios, was that he had lived up to his part of the bargain, his part of the deal up until that point, when I realized this, and that I hadn't lived up to my part. Even though he had given me no reason to worry or be in fear, I still made up these scenarios and constantly was living in fear. So I put it out into the universe that, like, what is it about those women? What do those women know that I don't know? Why am I constantly living in fear? Why is it that other people can just push my buttons and like put me in that state really quickly and I come spiraling down? And two things became really clearly aware to, it came to my awareness, my own self-awareness. One was that it was very much a mental addiction to negative thoughts. And two, that the addiction also resided in my body. So using these two awareness tools, I started undoing this addiction in myself. And the first 4 years of this, I did completely on my own, no therapy, no coaching, nothing, simply just being aware, like doing actual inner work. And I was able to resolve about 98% of it. There was about 2% that I had to go to therapy for, and that one was through my PTSD. I can't say certain terms. I just realized that YouTube flags my videos when I use certain terms of things that happened to me from my childhood. So kind of just making you aware that I've shared my story enough times, but there's certain words that I'm going to be more mindful of saying. So I'm going to use the word abuse, but I won't say the S word because that's where they really flag my content and demonetize it. So there was a couple things, like I would say 2% kind of lingering after I did my own inner work, that the EDMR and the PTSD like stuff was able to resolve. So most of it I was able to do using this process that I'm about to share with you guys. And I've helped at this point probably over a dozen people that had been into severe therapy for long periods in their life. There were a couple people in this group that they weren't able to leave their house. That's kind of the type of anxiety and panic attacks they had. As sort of a last resort, after trying years of therapy, they came to work with me, and every single one of these people were able to resolve and either completely resolve or be able to manage their anxiety in such a way that they were able to become functioning adults, leave their house and do all that stuff. So I don't know if it was like they had already learned enough from therapy, they just needed the coaching, but this is the process. So what I had tried before was trying to stop my panic attack or trying to stop my thoughts, the negative thoughts. And that didn't work because there was too much resistance there. So what I decided was that I wasn't going to stop my panic attack or my negative thoughts or my dramatizing, that I was going to go with it. So I was going to flow with it, not against it. So how did I flow with it? So if a thought would pop up that what if this happens and then this happens and then this happens? So I would almost like improv, right? So what do they teach you in improv? They teach you that don't say the word no, say the word yes and. I've shared this with you guys before. So if one actor says, there is an elephant in the room, the other actor will not say, no, that's just a painting, because the no cuts off the flow and there's resistance there. So in improv, they teach you that if someone says, there is an elephant in the room, the other actor will say, yes, and he's about to leave, because there is a flow, right? So when a negative thought would pop up, and say, this is going to happen, and then this will happen, and then this will happen, right? I would say yes, and then take it into a slightly more positive direction. So for example, I'm trying to think of an actual example. Let me think of one. Okay, this is a dumb one, but let me just use this as an example. So let's say that the thought came in my head that what if I go on YouTube today and everyone makes fun of me? Okay, so if I try to say, no one's going to make fun of you, Mina, everyone's going to love you. There's too much resistance there. It's too much of a leap, right? So that might be too much to take. So I'm going to say, this is an actual one because I had a family member that would say, everyone's laughing at you. Everyone's making fun of you when you go on YouTube. And so I would get all in my head about it. So I started saying, so the thought would come up, if you go on YouTube today, everyone's watching and they're making fun of you. Yes, and there's a few people that really love your work. Yes, and those people are really motivated and uplifted by your content. Yes, and those few people will be really sad if you don't show up today. They are waiting for you to show up. no matter how you look, no matter how you feel, those people are so excited and they're waiting for you to show up. So you notice that I didn't say, no, don't think negative thoughts, or like in the state that I was at that time, this is the best that I can do, right? So every time the negative thought popped up, instead of saying, oh no, I'm worrying again, or that's a worst case scenario, Mina, why are you thinking about worst case scenarios? That wasn't helpful. I would let the worst case scenario come up, and then I would say, yes, and, okay? So let me share another one with you guys. Let me think of another one. Okay, so here's, once I was able to get myself completely out of that state, I noticed that my oldest son tended to do this if he had a presentation or something to give at school. And so he would say, what if I give my presentation, Mom, and no one likes it, right? And I would say, yes, and what if the teacher likes it and a few of your friends like it? Yes, and what if they think it's the best presentation in the class and you actually like outdo yourself and are pleasantly surprised how easy it was? So instead of going in the, no, don't be silly, everyone will love it, we like just yes and it and go with the flow of it. So what happened was, you have to realize that there is a mental and a physical embodiment of that worst case scenario thinking, right? So it's an addiction. It is programmed in you. So trying to go against the programming, it's not going to work. Like if you were a computer and there is a software running, you can't say, no, like, stop running. Like it's programmed and it's going to run, right? So what do you have to do if you don't want it to run? You have to reprogram it, right? You can't say, stop running it. That's the programming. It's meant to run, right? So what you do is like you reprogram it. So this became like a fun little thing that I would do. In fact, when people that generally, I had a few family members that would kind of use this to put me in fear. And I honestly want to believe that they didn't know what they were doing, that they maybe in some way thought they were helping me. So I'm going to assume good intent. So when they would do that, I would yes and what they were saying. So then it was like they just stopped because they realized it wasn't working, or they were kind of delighted by it. Like, yeah, it could go well, right? Like it could work out. And so I did this probably for a few months. This is really, really like 7-8 years ago, more than that probably at this point. So I don't remember the exact timeline, until that became my natural way of being. What happened? The program got updated. There was a new program running, and this new program was a positive program that only thought about positive case scenarios in which the queen, the star, the actress always came out ahead, richer, prettier, happier, in love. Like she just won all the time, right? And so I started noticing that I started saying yes to bigger projects and activating my voice more and doing more adventurous things with my family, and just the rest is history. Life just started blossoming and changing because everything was just a best case scenario in my life, right? And so once in a while when I'm doing something new, the thing might pop up, right? So let me give you another one. I used to be deadly afraid of water. Like honestly, people used to joke that maybe you drowned in a previous life. That's how scared of water I was my entire life. Strangely enough, so was my brother. And we don't recall anything bad with water happening to either one of us. So he overcame his fear. His wife taught him how to swim. So that really kind of was in my life like, oh my God, if he can do it, I can do it. Like I'm going to do this too. So that I hired for the last time a swim instructor. I've had many swim instructors quit on me before saying, you're never going to learn how to swim. Right? So I hired my last swim instructor, and all the day I was supposed to go, my family was going to go with me. And like, I'm just like panicked and nervous. Like, what if I drown? Right? Like this, what if I make a fool out of myself? And I said, what if what if you actually learn how to swim? What if, yes, and you learn how to swim? Yes, and it's awkward in the beginning. And yes, you may even, feel like you're drowning, but what if you at the very least, get over your fear of being in the water, even if you don't learn how to swim. Another one that came up was, what if you drown? And I said, well, you can probably drown anyways because you don't know how to swim. So the alternative is what? Drown because you don't know how to swim, or possibly drown learning how to swim with your instructor there, your husband there, your kids there, who can all jump in, and the lifeguard there who can all jump in and save you, right? Like, so do you see how that works? Like, you yes and or positive best case scenario yourself, instead of going in like this anti-flow or resistance, you flow with the thoughts. Let me know if this is working for you guys, or if you guys are getting this. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, Mina. Lately, I have given up thinking about worst case scenarios. I only have the time and desire for best case scenario, and my standards are as high as the sky now. Thank you for your time. Awesome, Sarah. I'm so happy. So happy. Saying yes and disarms the negativity. Yes. That's so interesting because water is associated with divine feminine. Yes, it is. I get it. Okay, thank you, Nicole. So this was a really, really fun way. And that was the first layer, the mental layer. And then I had to actually go and disassemble the panic attack. And I have a really deep and fun way that I do this with my clients, where we don't try to stop the panic attack. We don't try to resist it. We let the thing happen. We invite it to happen, and we dissect it while we're in the panic. So that was the second layer of it. But I find this work to be so life-changing because it gives you so much power, right? Like, now I get to live my life just thinking about all the best case scenarios and all the ways that I'm just gonna win, right? I'm just gonna get better and better and better, and how everything gets to work out for me. And one of the biggest things that happened with this is that my core beliefs changed. My core beliefs before were fear, right? Like, my core beliefs was, if something bad can happen, it will happen to you. Like, that was my unspoken, unsaid core belief. And now my core beliefs are, everything's working out for me. Even if when I think it's not working out, it's always working out. My core belief is that the universe, heavens, God, angels, ascended masters, guides, ancestors are all conspiring to make everything work out for me. So I always say, even when it looks like it's not working out, it's always working out for me. Even when it looks like I'm not getting ahead, I'm always winning. Even when it looks like da 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 da, right? Like, it's always an uplifting, energy rising, divine feminine, queen rising energy versus dramatizing, wah, wah, right? Like the worst case scenario. So this is literally one of the container techniques out of hundreds that I will be sharing with you in the Femme Fortune Expand Your Container intensive. So this is a full day intensive, ladies. I have put the link in the description box. Oops. I was trying to drop it in the chat, but I put the wrong one. It's happening on August 21st. August 21st is the last day to get the pre-launch pricing. There is a payment plan for it. So what is a container? A container is an energetic set point that you have for how much love you will allow before you wallow back down, how much joy you will allow before you like set yourself back, how much money you will allow into your life, how much romance you will allow. And no matter what you try to do consciously, whatever your emotional energetic set point is, you will find yourself self-sabotaging back into that comfort zone. We have energetic set points for weight. There's always a range that you will teeter-totter in between. We have energetic set points for a romance, for the type of men that come into our life, for the love that we are able to receive, for the money that we are able to receive and keep in our bank account. There's 2 layers of that. Thank you so much, Ruth, for the generous super chat. I appreciate you, babe. Thank you. So there's set points for everything. Even when you get the man, If you believe that you're not worthy of love, if there's a container issue, you will make sure that you keep the relationship very shallow level. So when women come to me and say, there's no depth in my relationship, I married the wrong guy, like chances are you married the right guy. There's no depth because you won't allow depth, because that's too much for your nervous system. There's no training in that. Okay. So when there's no training in how to hold that level of joy, you won't let yourself go there. You will keep yourself comfortably safe. In fact, when I start pointing this stuff out to women during coaching, they start noticing and they're like, oh my God, Mina, I noticed that my husband was being romantic, or he did this, and I criticized him right then and there. Or I changed the topic and started talking about the kids. I'm like, that is a container issue, and now you're noticing it. You're taking yourself back down to that level that you're used to. Okay. Good morning, Mina. I've done that and thought worst case and then reassured myself, yes. And if it happens, I'm still going to be okay. Exactly. And then reprogram and say yes and focus on possibility of good things. Beautiful. Hi, Mina. First live. Welcome. I started following you years ago while in a toxic relationship, got triggered and stopped following. Now that I'm healing, God brought me back and it resonates so much better. Beautiful. I get it. When you're not ready, this work can sound very triggering, right? Because I'm putting the power in your hands, and a lot of women are not. They don't want the power back in their hand because their set point is that they're a victim, that it's someone else's point. Why would you say that I can change something, right? So I totally get it. I probably wouldn't have gotten this either when I wasn't ready. I feel resistance when changing my beliefs. The higher I go, I drag myself back down and almost feel even worse. That's classic container self-sabotage. Classic container. Like that's like number one, like the prototype of container issue. We do this in weight loss. We do this in money. We do this in everything. So that we are not uncomfortable. The subconscious, your nervous system would rather be comfortable, even if it means keeping you stuck, because there's an illusion of safety there. There's an illusion of safety. Oh my goodness, I just had this conversation with a friend this morning. Everything is happening for me, not to me. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I have 40 years of history at this point. If I look back to any situation where I thought the world was going to end if this thing happened, and yet here I am, better than ever, right? I thought I was going to die when my mom got diagnosed with cancer. I thought I was going to die when she died. I didn't. I'm thriving. I'm living my life. I miss her at times, right? But I didn't die. I'm here. Her lessons are still embodied in me. I'm able to talk to her, reach out to her, get advice from her. Energetically, she's non-physical now. I thought I was going to die when I got a divorce, that I wasn't be able to survive. When I got remarried and left the only city that I knew and grew up in, my friends and family members, and moved, I thought, I was never going to make any new friends and blah, blah, blah. Here we are. It all works out. In the moment, we all have the option. We all have the option to go to the worst case scenario. And we also all have the option to go to the best case scenario. I've trained my kids to do this too. In fact, if they hear someone else doing anything other than that, I will hear them saying they yes and until they're like happily giggling because they're thinking of the best case scenarios in which they have fame, fortune, money, and everything. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Annette. Hi, Mina. This year has been amazing for my growth. I also found you, but I also have been dealing with strange sensations in my body, and doctors haven't been able to help. Container issue. It could be releasing stuff. You're being guided to now. So inner work can be very mental, but the embodiment part has to go into the body. So what I'm hearing you say is that you are being guided to go into your body. So a lot of my most potent and the deepest level of body work that I have is in the aligned as femme. That's all about going into your body and releasing those sensations and reprogramming them. So if you are called to it, I would say the aligned as femme would be great for the body part. We're also going to cover some aspects of that in the container, because you can't do container work that's mental only. You have to go into your body. Okay. How much and quickly can your container grow and expand? Depends on you. How resistant are you to the work? How consistent are you with the work? How much you're willing to trust the process and let yourself be guided. Okay. So that all depends on you. Some container issues I was able to do within an hour, some within 5 minutes, and some of mine took me 3 years. Those were deeply embedded. There was a lot of resistance. So yes, I just threw the link for the container course that's happening. It's a full day live intensive happening on August 27th. Some people emailed to ask what time is it. So the way I'm doing it is it's going to be 4.5 hours of content. We're starting at 9:30 a.m. Central USA time. And we're going to take a 1 hour lunch break and a few other 15-minute breaks. So I'm guesstimating that we will go until 3:30 p.m. Central time because of the breaks. So, as with this work, sometimes it goes longer. So just be prepared for that. Also know that everything will be recorded and everything will be available on the course dashboard. You will have lifetime access. When I am called to add more content, I'll, often am. If I have new downloads, I will add new things. Then it's all grandmothered in for you. You don't have to rejoin or pay extra or anything like that. Okay. Best way to start your day. Yay, coffee and live streaming. Yes, love it. Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. When I see something that triggers me, I quickly feel a sinking feeling in my stomach, but now I allow my thought to flow and give it no importance, and I realize it completely disappears. That's the actual embodied trigger in your body. So yes, now you're becoming aware that this is not only a mental thing, it's very much a body thing. The sensations are programmed, and sensations are like stuck emotions in your body, and they might be good ones too. Like notice that when we're excited, we also feel things in our body, right? So it's good. It's emotions that you don't want, and it's emotions that you would like. All of them are in your body. Yesterday, I took all my problems and realized they were really desires. I feel reborn. Ooh, I love it. Louisa. Yes. Queen rising. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. I think I'm outgrowing the 9-to-5 life. I have been feeling extremely drained and emotional lately and suffering from insomnia. I know I'm outgrowing my container. Beautiful to be aware of that. And so what's the desire? Write out the desire. Start getting excited about what's to come. I wonder what is going to happen next in your life. Just like the video, loving this content. I have so many rituals that I can now identify triggers more easily. Yes, and it's certainly the next step. Beautiful, Taylor. Yay, girl. Yes, so true, Mina, because all the emotions that I've held in literally began eating me from the inside out. Yes. And since doing inner work, I'm feeling better and loving all your videos. Thank you. You're welcome, Amber. Thank you for being so open to this inner work. And I'm so excited that you're here. I could just feel in your energy, you're like a new person. You're a new person. Hi, Mina. How can we use embodiment to release addiction? So all addictions are embodiment. So to replace the negative addiction with a new one, right? So if you're addicted to negative thoughts, you are embodied in dramatizing. If you want to be addicted to thinking best case scenarios, use that addiction as the new embodiment. So literally watch this video from the beginning, and I just gave you the process. And if you need more assistance, I would highly recommend that you guys sign up for the container intensive. Just purchased the Femme Fortune Live. Can't wait to continue the inner work. Yes, Marissa. I'm so excited to have you. I am so excited about this one because I have so many container expanding exercises. I've put them in various programs. I give them all the time to my clients. Every single time jaws drop, like, oh my God, that's life changing. And I wanted one place to be able to dump it all, like put it all in one place. And you can take the ones that resonate with certain areas of life, come back to it. So guys, I'm super excited about being able to do that in one place. Every morning now, I'm grounding for an hour and listening to your videos. That's how I start my day. Ah, Amber. Yes, girls, I love it. Me going and like expanding into this container, for those of you guys that didn't watch my previous videos, I am going through this huge container expansion myself. Like I'm right in the middle of one. And oh my goodness, I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling just so alive. I had a couple of like really wobbly moments, one yesterday, one the day before that. But what I'm noticing is that I feel so alive being able to just like face it and go into it. And you guys giving me the feedback of how much you're enjoying the content every day, all the stuff that's coming up, and I'm journaling. Oh my goodness, why didn't I do this sooner? That's the only thing, right? The Basic Babe program has been life-changing, so I can see how much more abundant my future life will be with the Container Expansion Intensive. Oh, yes, Marissa. Yes. Love it. Heather said, Mina, you taught me to make friends with the nasty voice. So I'll say, thank you. I see you're trying to protect me. It's going to be okay. Yes, Heather, this is actually an exercise that they give you in therapy even. So, you know, a lot of us try to run away from the nasty voice, but that nasty voice is also a part of us just trying to, it's called the protector. So to be able to just go and be like, hey, babe, pull a chair. What's up with you? Right? So let me give you an example of how I made friends with my nasty girl voice. I used to have all of these body things that would come up when I would look in the mirror. Like I've never had like, so I had a stomach that my sister and my mom always kind of like made fun of, and they thought it was cute. But to me, it was an internalized kind of like a lot of body shame. And you guys also know I'm a victim of abuse from my childhood. So it just made all of that really, really worse. And so every time I would look in the mirror, I had all these thoughts about my tummy and stuff. And then I had kids, gained 70 pounds, lost it. And I had all of this like just C-section and all the stuff. So every time I would look in the mirror, I had all these nasty thoughts. And so I tried to glaze over it by saying, no, you're beautiful. None of it worked, right? Because I didn't feel beautiful. So I said, okay, babe, pull up a chair to my inner voice. And I was like, what will it take for you to feel better? And the answer that I got back was, if you ate healthier, if you worked out, if you took better care of yourself. Oh, okay, I can do that, right? So I started taking care of myself, eating better, working out. I posted so many pictures when I used to have Instagram and things like that. I don't anymore. I actually got back to those, like not back to, I never had ab lines, but after having 3 kids, I was able to get ab lines and like, you know, all like my perfect dream body from working out, eating healthy, rewiring my thoughts and my beliefs. And then after that, I had other body things show up. So I asked for guidance again, right? And I asked for guidance. I surrendered to God. I used my 6-step process of the Basic Babe bundle. And what happened in the months after that was just, I mean, I have to call it just magic. It was like a miracle. It was almost like I started seeing myself from the eyes of God. I started seeing myself from the eyes of the divine feminine mother part of God. And now when I look in the mirror, I don't even know if something's actually changed. But when I look into the mirror now, the way that I see my body, the way that I see myself, I just feel this intense amount of love for every inch of me, inside, outside, like every inch. It almost like feels so overwhelming that I feel like I'm going to burst. And that's been like a whole container thing. So now when I look in the mirror, I don't know if my perception has changed, so therefore I see different things, or my body and my beauty and my looks have actually changed. But the inner work stuff is a game changer. So I never try to just like talk myself into it. I ask for guidance. I say, what do I need to do? Like, what do you want me to do, God? Like, what do you want me to do? And then I do that thing. Like, this isn't just about being airy fairy. This isn't about just like thinking positive thoughts. That's a part of it. But like, what do you need me to do, God? Like, give me the aligned action. And like, I will take aligned action all day long, every day. Every day. So every single day I'll do it. Do you believe some affirmations can counterintuitive them, like bypassing if you don't truly resonate with them? So what I'm going to advise for you, Jay, is that right now what's happening is there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of doubt, resistance, and questions, because everything is true if you believe that it's true, right? So what I want you to do is don't answer your questions. Don't entertain them. So sometimes if someone's asking one question, I will answer it because I can sense that answering that one question will help them. You're in that mode where a lot of women are, where it's like it's one question after another. And if you answer it, there's just another question. So you are what I explained. I've explained this previously, where you have the walkie-talkie, but you can't remove the button from the talk switch. So what I'm going to recommend for you is just for 5 minutes a day, sit with your thoughts, and when they come up, release them and go back to your breath. Another thought comes up, release it and come back to your thought. What we have to do for you is reprogram, like turn the volume down on your thoughts. Answering these questions right now isn't going to help you. It won't. Okay? Because there's just going to be another one and another one. Answering questions can be helpful at some point in coaching, but when the volume is turned down to a point where it's not just like another question and another question and another question, that's that mental chatter, monkey mind kind of a mode. And I've seen that women in that mode actually can't even be coached until you turn down the volume. So that I would say doing a little bit of breath work, a little bit of meditation, and get yourself to go in the body. Be able to be in the body without thinking another thought or giving it, you're going to think thoughts, but without giving it importance. Will you be running this one live again at a later date? I'm traveling on the 27th, but would really love to participate live. No. So when I do a thing live, it's once and done. It's recorded, but it will be available as a digital program. I channel my work. So it's the first time it comes out when I ask for guidance, and it's just really, really potent. And anytime I've tried to go back and channel it, unless it's really a new download, it doesn't really come through in the same way. So it's just going to be once. Starting my own business and stepping into my purpose work. Yes, babe. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. So being able to turn down those, like if there's no resistance, take the thoughts somewhere into positive. If you're noticing that you won't allow yourself to do any work because one thought after another, do a little bit of breath work, do a little bit of meditation. In the Basic Babe Bundle, I've shared, I think, over 17 meditations with you guys. Get started on do one consistently, even if it's just for 5 minutes every day. Hi, Tiff. She said, remembering to ask for guidance is important to remember even when you've done a lot of inner work already. Yes, that's a daily practice in my life. Daily practice. Because I want to know the next step. Like, it's like, God, light up the path. Where do you want me to go next? What am I being called to? At some point, you need to be able to trust enough to take the step. Because the questions is the ego's trickery of saying, no, 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 but we need this answered first. But the thing is, you can spend 80 years questioning stuff and not have done anything. Most people spend their life there. So when I would always, when I was in that state, I would say, yes, that's a question, and I will answer it after I've already filed the desire and taken the aligned action, and 99% of the time, the question would resolve itself. So we don't need our questions answered. We just need to do it. The ego will trick us, because what we're doing when we're doing this work, you have to keep in mind, is we're asking the computer virus to delete itself. So if you had a virus on your computer and you were trying to delete it and reprogram it, what would it do? It would fight for its survival, right? It would probably duplicate or hide itself somewhere. So your computer virus, your mental chatter says, hold on, if we say affirmations and then this might happen, let's get that answered first. And then you get that answer, and it says, but how long will it really take? Let's get that answered first, right? And then 80 years later, nothing's happened. So don't fall for the computer virus. You have to be able to bypass it. Every time I have this thought, I say to myself, I get to have my desire, is my new mantra, thanks to you. Beautiful. Yes, you do. You get to have all your desires. They're from God. Why would God put desires in your heart if you weren't meant to have them? LOL at asking the computer virus to delete itself. Mina, you have the best metaphors. Thank you. It is. Think about it. That's what it is, right? So no, ma'am. We are going to bypass and delete. So don't fall for that. Have systems in place. You're like, nope, we're just going to do it anyways. Let me see what you guys are saying. I think I read most of these. Yes, I love this. This will be a part of my next level. I feel like flow reminds me of turning into a curve at 60 miles per hour as opposed to making a sharp turn at 60 miles per hour. Ooh, Nicole, that's a good one. That's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. Yes. Another tool that I've been using, and this is a good one too. I think I borrowed this from tapping. Tapping never worked for me. That wasn't one of the tools that I've used. Not that it doesn't work. I know many people that it worked for. What is it? TF? You guys know what I'm talking about, those tapping. It didn't work for me. But there's a part in it that resonated with me. So I use it as an affirmation, or kind of as a, so if a thought comes up that says, for example, if it says, oh, you're having a bad hair day, maybe you shouldn't go on YouTube today, right? Let's say that's the one. I would say, even though I'm having a bad hair day, I get to go on YouTube. Even though I'm having a bad hair day, I get to be a star. I get to show up for my audience. I get to motivate and inspire people. Even though I'm having a bad day, I get to be me. I get to be authentic. I get to show up. So I take the thing and there's no resistance, and then I laugh, and then I do the thing anyways. Because I always win. Me too, but I thought it was because I wasn't at that healing point. I think there's a bazillion inner work techniques, and not all of them will work for everyone. So I know I have clients that have used it and it's worked for some of them, and it didn't work for others. It didn't work for me, so it's not something that I use, but doesn't mean it doesn't work. That's why I love variety. I love that we have so many different diets that we can try, so many different lifestyles, so many different shades of pink and red and skin colors and hairstyles. I love variety. God loves variety. So I love it. There's something for everyone out there. So ladies, the intensive is happening on August 27th. There is a payment plan. So get on it if this is something that you've been looking to do in your life. Expand that container. That affirmation is very empowering because it's so easy to stay small when you think you've messed up. Yes. So I have those thoughts too, right? I'll say, even though I've messed up, everything is just working out for me. Even though I can't see it, this is all working out for me in the cosmic realm. Like, yes. Like, no matter what, I'm winning. No matter what, it's working out for me. I used to say, even when I think I've messed up, I've actually done it all correctly. So like, I have so many like that where it's like nothing stops me. Cause like, yeah, even when I can't see it, it's working out. The angels are on it right now. God's on it right now. It's sorted. It's being sorted in the cosmic realm. Because variety is expansion. Yes. How boring would life be if there wasn't variety? God loves variety, yet we spend our lives expanding past the containers. God loves variety, yet we spend our lives expanding past the containers we set. Yes. Ooh, that's a good one. Someone said, show me how it gets better. Yes. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Yes, that's one of my favorite ones. I know this is one of my core beliefs, Heather, and I know that to be truth. It's written in the cosmos. So Heather said, the universe is rigged in my favor. It is. It is. That is one of like the deepest core beliefs that I have. The deepest. Like if I could only share one core belief, it would be that one. That's it. It's always, even if I can't see it, even when I'm not believing it, it's always working out in my favor. So yes. Oh, I love that one. The universe is rigged in my favor. I like everything is always working out for me because there is no resistance to that. Yes. Flow. Like that's why they say take the path of least resistance. We can't see it in the moment, but it's always working out for us. It's always working out. Even when we think it's not, it's always working out. I mean, when I was getting my divorce, I would have given anything and tried anything to make that work out, but it didn't, thank God, because this is what I was destined for. I was trying to play small and settle. God wouldn't have it that way. God wouldn't have it that way. God was like, nope, she can't see it right now, but she's headed somewhere bigger. So it always works out. Don't fight it. That's why I'm always co-creating with God, because in my little limited, puny little brain, I can't see all the possibilities. And so that's why I'm always like, God, this or something better, because you know better. And you've got a much better viewpoint from where you are. So please, you have the final say. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. So ladies, this Friday, we're having a bonus 90-minute class added to the Divine Union program, the Call in Your Provider program. So those of you guys that have that, the link has been put in the course dashboard. I'm also going to email it out again. So just be aware that that's happening Friday morning. Also on August 27th, we're having the course. It's a full day intensive. Well, it's from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Central Time with a 1 hour lunch break and a couple other breaks. But it's going to be, right now, it's going to be about 4.5 hours of content. And then when I'm inspired to do so and get more downloads, I would be adding more stuff in there later. So I love you guys so much. All the links are in the description box. And if you feel that you really need help, check out my affiliate link with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the first mental health therapy services portal that I use, and they're online, they're worldwide. I like them because you guys know I'm kind of introverted, and I like that I was able to get my coach, on FaceTime in the comfort of my home. I had email access to her. I had chat access to her. And if you use my link, they give you 10% off. I'm so grateful for them because I feel that they're literally changing the planet with the services, affordable services they're providing. So that's linked in the description box. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.